Sometimes the way you react teaches people how to treat you, and without realizing it, you might be teaching the wrong lesson. Toxic people don't always walk into your life and cause chaos right away. They test your boundaries, one small reaction, one small apology at a time. But psychology says when you stop feeding their behavior, they lose interest. Here are 5 subtle behaviors that quietly make toxic people disappear. Explained. 1. Stop reacting immediately. When someone says something cruel, most people react fast. Their tone changes, their face tightens, and suddenly they're trying to explain or defend themselves. That reaction is exactly what toxic people want. It's emotional fuel. To them, your anger, confusion, or frustration is proof that they control how you feel. Psychologists call this emotional baiting, provoking a reaction to gain power. It's the same reason some people poke, tease, or criticize, not to be right, but to watch how you crumble. But the moment you pause, even for 3 seconds, everything shifts. Those 3 seconds are your window of power. They move you from being emotionally controlled to being emotionally aware. Count in your head, 1, 2, 3. Then reply with something neutral. Okay, that's interesting. Cool. No emotion, no tension, no defense. Your calmness short-circuits their control loop. You stop being a puppet reacting to their words. And to them, that's boring. They lose their audience. You don't need to win the argument, you just need to win your peace. And the quietest person in the room usually has the most control. Silence and stillness are their biggest confusion. 2. Stop over-explaining. We all want to be understood. But when you explain yourself too much, it sounds like you're seeking permission to exist. You justify your choices, your actions, even your opinions, hoping everyone will agree so you can finally feel at peace. But here's the truth. Over-explaining doesn't make people understand you better. It makes them question your confidence. Psychology calls this reassurance-seeking behavior, when your self-worth depends on others validating your decision. And once people learn that about you, they subconsciously test it again and again. You might think you're building bridges, but in reality, you're handing over emotional control. Instead, practice saying this simple line, "Because that's what I chose." No long story, no defense, no guilt. When you say less, your presence speaks more. Short sentences feel like certainty. Long explanations sound like hesitation. Confidence isn't loud, it's quiet certainty. The people who respect you won't need an explanation, and the ones who demand one aren't looking for understanding, they're looking for control. When you stop explaining, you stop asking for permission to be yourself. 3. Create consequences silently. Most people allow bad treatment with 0 consequence. They forgive repeatedly, excuse bad behavior, and stay kind no matter how others act. But the mind learns from patterns. When you let someone disrespect you and nothing changes, their brain learns this is acceptable. In relationships, consistency trains behavior. You can't teach respect by repeating tolerance. You don't have to yell or cut people off dramatically, you just have to pull back quietly. Take longer to reply. Say, "I'm busy" more often. Stop rushing to help people who never help you. You're not being rude, you're teaching through distance. In psychology, this is called natural consequence. It's how the human mind adjusts when it realizes the reward is gone. When access to you becomes limited, people value it more. Your time, your energy, your presence, all are currencies. And when you spend them wisely, you gain respect naturally. Your absence teaches louder than your words. Those who care will notice and adjust. Those who don't will drift away, and that's the point. 4. Stop fearing rejection. As long as you're afraid of being disliked, people will use that fear to control you. You'll overcompensate, agree too quickly, or stay silent to avoid conflict. But the truth is simple. Not everyone is supposed to like you. In fact, being liked by everyone often means you've hidden who you really are. Toxic people can sense fear the same way sharks sense blood. They can feel when you're desperate for approval. When you stop chasing their approval, you take back your freedom. You'll notice something powerful. People start respecting you more once they realize you don't need their validation. It's not arrogance, it's balance. The most self-respecting people are comfortable with misunderstanding. They know silence protects more than endless explaining ever will. Respect always costs popularity, but it's worth it. Being okay with rejection doesn't mean you're cold. It means you finally understand your worth isn't up for negotiation. When you accept that some people will leave, you make space for better ones to arrive. 5. Stop chasing people. You text first. You make the plans. You hold the friendship together while the other person barely tries. It feels like loyalty, but it's actually self-neglect. Healthy relationships have rhythm, not rescue missions. When you constantly chase others, you teach them that your attention is free, and free things are rarely valued. So stop chasing. Live your life. Do things that make you feel full again. Start observing who reaches out when you don't. The pattern is always revealing. Real ones stay, users fade. Some people will drift away. They only liked you because you were easy to reach. But the right ones will reach back. Because effort, when real, is never one-sided. Peace attracts better company than desperation ever will. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth, you start attracting people who already see it. Let's recap. Pause, simplify, withdraw, accept, let go. You don't need to fight toxic people, just stop feeding them, and slowly they disappear. When you master these 5 subtle behaviors, your peace becomes your protection, your silence becomes your boundary, and your calm becomes your power. If this helped you understand yourself a little more, subscribe and keep growing quietly.